Good morning and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this morning with Daphne and Fred, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is your little girl's ability to understand and respond to her formal obedience commands, the correction and the motivation that we give the puppies when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves his left hand free to give any correction that's needed, and the only correction that we give is a little tug and release on the training collar. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Daphne's going to come home with her very own training equipment, and you're going to be taught how to use that during your follow-up training session tomorrow. Now, she is sitting very nicely at Fred's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to be demonstrating for you is heeling. Heeling is simple walking on a leash without dragging you, without being distracted, but keeping her eye on you, staying even with your left leg, and each time that you stop walking, she's been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for her next command. So whether you're walking slowly, leisurely, talking to one another, or whether you're power walking, she should be staying right with you. Shoulders even with the left leg, and when you stop to cross traffic or talk to a friend on the street, she should be sitting quietly at your left and waiting for her next command. And the next command that we're going to demonstrate for you is the sit-stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command. It is a stationary exercise, so we are not using her name. The long sit-stay is for 1 minute, working up to 3 minutes, and this helps to develop her self-control and maturity. When Fred returns back to her, he walks all the way around her as an additional distraction, and she sits and waits to get her next command. He gives her a little pat for praise. You don't want to get her too amped up while you're working with her. So praise is always very gentle, a soft, good girl, a little pat on the head. And you can see that she's really focused on him and trying very hard. She's looking up at him. She's paying attention. She's a sweetie. And Fred's going to leave her in another sit-stay. And like I said, use your video to practice with and lengthen out the amount of time. Practice right indoors. It's still February. I know sometimes it's cold outside. Practice right in your living room. Now the next command that we're going to demonstrate is the come on command. It's Daphne, come. She should come right in front and sit facing your knees, and that avoids her learning to come and jump up on you for praise. She has to come and sit in front of you for praise. And we all make that mistake when they're little and tiny and cute. They jump up with their little feet and we lean down and either pet them or pick them up. Now she's learning that to get that praise that she's looking for, she has to come and sit. Fred's going to leave her in another sit-stay. He's going to use her name and he's going to call her in. He wants her to come all the way in. She sat a little early, so he coaxes her in. And then he takes her back to heel. She's really doing a great job. Now the next command that we're going to be demonstrating for you is going to be your down from a heel position. So always have your dog seated before you attempt to put her into a down. Use your left open palm straight down toward the ground and the one-word command to down and stay. Now your long down stay she should be able to hold for longer. And you can start out at about 2 minutes and work all the way up to 5 minutes. And again, this helps her to have self-control, focus. She's looking at Fred. She's waiting for what he wants her to do next. He's going to walk all the way around her, just as he did on the sit-stay, back to meet his leash with her on the left. And then you have to tell her what you want her to do next, and he told her to heel. And she hasn't even put a foot down wrong. She's trying very, very hard to be a good girl. And you can see the bond that happens between trainer and dog, and we want that for you at home. Now again, he's going to put her into a down, a stay, and he is using just hand commands. I'm telling you the verbal commands. And now he's going to call her out of this just as he did on the sit stay. He praises her on the way in, tells her she's a good girl. And she's just doing a great job. Very smart puppy. And if she makes a mistake at home, don't get flustered. Just go back to the command and do it again. Now Fred's going to leave her in a sit-stay. He's going to turn to face her, and this is the most difficult of the commands that she's learned. This is the down from a distance. He's going to use his right hand to give the command, and she lays down from about 3 feet away, and you can lengthen out that distance as you're practicing with her at home. Now we have demonstrated for you all of Daphne's formal on-leash obedience commands. Amanda is going to be bringing you lots of written instruction and answer any questions that you have about Daphne's training and moving forward. She's adorable and sweet and very smart, and we've enjoyed having her, and we want to thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.